fancy countdown. I'm not even.
It is December 7th, 2020. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Here with Matt Morgan. Here with Justin LaBar. Here to talk about Monday Night Raw. Oh, Monday Night Raw tonight. You guys excited?
No.
Big show. TLC is a week from Sunday. Got some big matches coming up.
TLC?
Some big stories, some big builds.
No, I'm not. I was interested in, believe it or not, actually going into last night's pay-per-view for NXT, I was not remotely excited. After the show, I was. They did a great job on NXT last night, their pay-per-view, but I'm hopeful to be the same way about TLC, you know?
Yeah, I was more interested in the conversations we were having before we hit record.
You guys, for 24 minutes, we were killing it. On podcast material, you guys would pay $1,000 to watch. I'm not even exaggerating that number.
I mean, we might need Jerry McDivitt to counsel us through the results of it, but it is what it is. Look, tonight was the last night of the Thunderdome being at the Amway Center in Orlando.
What?
End of an era.
I'm trying to segue us here. This was a lot of filler. There was actually the cliffhanger, the open and the cliffhanger of the main event was good, but there was a lot of filler, a lot of video package. It was what it was. I mean, Matt, War Games delivered. I don't know I don't know really what I expect for TLC right now.
I will predict. What's Roman doing? Do we know? Is Roman somehow going to be on this?
Kevin Owens, tables match, right?
Yeah.
Because Roman's the head of the table.
Get it?
Clever.
I don't know. I will still predict War Games will be better. Dude, War Games really overperformed. Like with storylines I didn't give a flying crap about going into it. Like a couple I did. But it was an A for me, that was an A+. I wasn't distracted by AEW. I got to focus on the whole event. And dude, they killed it. And I will argue they will crush TLC. If you compared both, I'm saying.
Shaq was just announced.
Raj, that's a nice hat, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Got this on Amazon. Justin Lopez, $2 saying Shaq was just announced for AEW on Wednesday.
Wait, what? Tonight they did it?
I don't know. Justin Lopez, I trust. He's a trusted member of our chat room. I looked. He's been training for a match.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Justin Lopez is training.
Shaq.
Wait, who's training for a match? Justin Lopez?
No, Shaq. I searched Shaq AEW. I Googled it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar.
So
and
they already screwed that up. No offense to them, but they did screw that up. But I forgive them because they gave me Sting. And they gave me an awesome appearance on Impact that I'm tuning into Impact Wrestling for the first time since I was there.
But here's the question. Is he going to show up as Shaq or Shaq Fu?
Either one I'm cool with. I don't give a crap. That dude's 7'2" of kick-ass.
If he does a Shaq Fu gimmick, I will tune in. I will come on this podcast Wednesday night.
Can I say I bought his rap album? I thought he was a good rapper. Him with Fu Schnickens.
The What's Up Doc, Can We Rock? That was
on the
good.
Hoopa Hypa. Yeah.
No, that was good.
What was his genie name? Kazam.
No, I'm not Christian Leitner, not Alonzo Mourning. That's okay. Not being braggadocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh my God.
Peace. He's got to go. He's not no joke. No, he slam jams and make sure it's broke. Dude, the dude was shattering backboards at the time and backing it up.
Can somebody mute Matt Morgan?
Oh, in fact, what happened to the Fu Schnickens? The Fu Schnickens were everywhere.
And they were different, by the way.
Yeah, they were great.
Right now, they were Bone Thugs and Harmony before Bone Thugs and Harmony. And
DOS Effects was really Bone Thugs.
Oh, that's okay. Okay.
But same style.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Good call, Glenn.
Yeah, hip-hop history. Speaking tangent, did you guys see breakdancing announced as an Olympic sport for 2024?
Okay, because it's hard as hell. Okay.
Absolutely. I'm very excited about that. That was the most exciting thing.
Could you do it?
They're going to bring out the linoleum.
reading my book and oh my God.
That would be awesome if at the Olympic venue, they're just we're going to bring out a refrigerator box.
You want to know a hashtag Caucasian? Seriously, that was me. With my book, step by step, trying to do King Tut. Remember King Tut, by the way?
Oh, I remember the King Tut,
yes. Look, I'm going to catch it right now because I didn't catch it last night. Under Glenn, the chat room, I guarantee will say it says, "Hey, what's up, Raj? You getting those in the chat rooms right now, Glenn?"
I was being subtle. See, I was just doing it not
because it says Raj Guri under your name. Whereas last night, under Raj's sweet face, his beautiful face, it said Glenn Rubenstein.
Yes. There you go. So we're going to talk about.
It's the only time in life Raj was mistaken for a Jew.
But listen, more importantly, we didn't catch it till like the last minute of the show last night, Glenn. The chat room was lighting up.
I got Glenn to pop. Look at this. Look at this.
Justin, I miss doing a podcast with you.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Can you all hear me and see me?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you. You're all good. So, Matt's coming back. Okay. So tonight, and I don't want to bring it down. I don't want to bring it down and talk about Raw, because Raw tonight, it's not that Raw was bad. It was just there, as Raj Giri is fond of saying.
Again, the start was good. The end was good. There was just a lot of filler. I mean, and also going into this time period, I always say December into January is it's always been a funny time. You always either see filler until we get to Rumble, or you see push the emergency button and get crazy ass title changes. Like December, you get title changes like crazy, or you get filler till Rumble. That's what it is.
Yeah.
What he says.
And TLC is tough. TLC used to be such a cool pay-per-view, and I think it jumped the shark, the tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs year. I feel like that's where it's just sort of not as cool anymore.
It's longer than that. It's been pretty boring, but yeah.
I mean, I'm even trying to think of, like, aside from the WLC match, what's like the biggest TLC match that everybody talks about?
Well, I mean, I don't know about. I mean, look, in terms of the TLC pay-per-view, I think December of 2009, it's either 2009 or 2010, Sheamus as a newcomer beat John Cena in a tables match to win the world title. That was like, that's one of the last biggest impacts that I can think of for the event itself.
And speaking of impacts, tomorrow night on this very podcast, Wrestling Inc. for the first time ever is covering Impact on Tuesday night.
So I feel responsible for this movement. I really honestly do. Because I told all the fans, write Raj, let them know you want to see what's going on with Kenny Omega on Impact, and we want to cover it, more importantly. It'll be a big night in wrestling history, regardless of what you think of the company. I want Raj.
Justin Lopez, $5, saying Raw's like tonight or why I don't watch Impact. I need those Tuesdays to detox, but I'll be watching tomorrow. I hope it delivers.
Just a Kenny Omega thing. That's all we're interested in. Kenny Omega / Good Brothers. That's it. That's
Matt, how much of a bar are you setting though? Like how big is your bar? What do you expect?
I'm pissed. And Raj was trying to defend it because Wrestling Inc. broke the news. From his freaking mark that he's got. Sorry, the person he has breaking news on Wrestling Inc. by freaking stooging it off that it's a one-off. That was so stupid. Not the fact that Wrestling Inc. covered it, but that there's somebody backstage that stooged that stupid material off.
Yeah.
I never would have done that. If I'm somebody that's not booked on TV, I'm trying to like cozy up to Raj to write nice, I don't even know, reviews about me or something, like most wrestlers do. Guys, the people that stooge stuff off that are the wrestlers are never made event acts. They're the C+ players that are hardly on TV and want a good rating when you do judge their matches. So screw whoever did that, because I was looking forward to an open-ended relationship, dream matches in the tag team division of Motor City Machine Guns versus Young Bucks, or FTR versus the North, FTR versus the Good Brothers, right? The women's division from Impact versus improving, quite frankly, AEW's women's division. And that's all out the freaking window now because of a selfish stooge wrestler that stooged this off to Wrestling Inc. It bothers me a lot, actually. It really does, because nobody was doing that for good reasons. They were doing it for selfish reasons. That bothers me. It's always bothered me, even when I was with Impact. And Jeremy Borash used to stooge crap off all the time. He wasn't even a wrestler. He used to piss me off. And whatever C- wrestler on the Impact roster when I was there, he used to stooge off all of our stuff before TV. But that said, I'm looking forward to Kenny Omega on the show, see what we can get out of this. But it bothers me that now I know for sure, based on that news report, it's going to be a one-off. I wish it wasn't.
It's like when you went on a date with a girl, you know, in the 90s, Matt, she would be like, hey, I just want to make it clear, this is a one-time thing. And you're like, girl, I've been looking forward to stuff. I got feelings.
I want to romance you. I want to take you to a movie. I want to buy you dinner. I don't even know yeah. So
He's old-fashioned, folks. Alejandro Villarreal, $3, saying, I see the Miz cashing at TLC on Drew or Styles.
ooh. Okay, that'd be a good surprise. I love Miz.
You know what? To that point, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But the fact that Miz has the Money in the Bank, the fact that you have Sheamus, who's the friend hovering, I could see Miz trying to cash in and Sheamus protecting Drew.
Ugh.
Ugh. That's these guys shouldn't all be in the same segments. I feel like this is what's really dragging down Raw. I'm seeing a lot
It's weighing it down. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's like a lot of talent they've kind of conditioned me not to care about or think very highly of.
Absolutely. And they've had former pedigree as champions and Sheamus, Miz himself even. But not no more.
Well, we solved it Friday night, Matt. It's because they don't give people streaks. They don't reestablish dominance. They don't make people hot again. They just go from being a jobber one week to we're supposed to care about them.
They win the next week, but lose the following week. It's 50-50 booking. It's annoying. Yeah. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it. We started with a continuation of the tribute to Pat Patterson. We saw a lot of what they showed the other night and a 10-bell salute opening the show. Then we went to the ring with Randy Orton. We saw what's been happening recently between him with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. We had a recap of last week's moment of bliss with Orton, and Wyatt was in the Firefly Fun House tonight. So opening with the Firefly Fun House is a bold move. Well, Matt, 'cause it's all downhill from there, right? Like
it normally is. I wait for I wait all episode 4 normally, but I was happy to, honestly, I'll be straight up. I was not looking forward to watching Raw tonight. So to start off with this, I actually liked it.
Yeah, and they did a game show with Bray Wyatt with the characters doing a Let's Get Randy game show parody. And I love when they put the energy and attention into this because this was really funny. It was clever. It set up a match between Orton and Wyatt at the end of the show. Bray wrestling as Bray. But this was good. I mean, these, when they don't phone them in, are often the high point of the show, and tonight was no different.
Yes, all the time. Yes.
Well, and I think big picture, we critique and are hard on WWE, and a lot of time it's for good reason. But think about this. I know 2020 has been a blur. The Firefly Fun House.
Blur. It's been the longest year of our lives. What do you mean blur?
Well, 2020 has been a blur in our lives. Yeah, it's a weird year in our lives. But what I'm saying is the Firefly Funhouse has been a year and a half now. A year and a half. Let's not forget that. A year and a half that we've had this dynamic of Bray and Fiend. Awesome. I actually liked it. It is. I like how after a year and a half, we've still kept Mystique up with the Fiend, and we've still been able to allow the Bray thing to be separate. So the fact that Bray and Randy can have a match separately, and you're like, all right, I know this is something I want to watch, but it's not the Fiend. I don't know. I was actually intrigued by this. The fact they've sold me and they've been loyal to this, that Bray is a different thing than Fiend. I don't know. I was hooked for the ending.
The most hooking thing about it, though, is the fact that you don't know what will happen, even though it's advertised as Bray versus him and his sweet red sweater. What will happen after Bray loses? What will happen after? That's all I was focused on.
Yes, and then when we actually get to it, they play. This is the benefit of them not having a live audience. They played some camera tricks on us and made it actually that much more exciting. So,
no, absolutely. Bigfoot Sneakerhead $4.99 saying didn't watch Raw, only watch NXT and AEW. This podcast is 10 times better than Raw. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, that's my dog right there. That we'll get to it after about my product Thrive that I have been using and getting great results from. Cool. That is a friend of mine that will be using it as well. He's a good dude, and he's a constant chatter here on our podcast. He always chimes in, so thank you.
Thanks for the $4.99.
Absolutely. Alejandro Villarreal $5 saying even better, Drew drops the Styles or Miz and goes against Roman for the Universal Championship by either winning the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. Styles or Miz. I mean, Drew versus Roman, that didn't do Drew any favors at Survivor Series.
They're never going to put Drew over on Roman Reigns. So I don't know. I still see AJ as the top talent, though, on that show, even though Drew's their champ. And this is a situation of the belt making the person more than the person making the belt. I will argue AJ Styles as champion makes that belt.
Yeah. Rogue Edge Photography, $5, pointing out I saw reports of this Jackson Ryker showed up on Main Event as Elias's enforcer. So,
really?
Yeah.
Just individually, singularly?
I don't know. Justin, have you heard anything backstage? I do want to. I'm sorry, just quickly. I just do want to correct something. I said Friday night incorrectly. Why I thought he was taken off the air, and I was incorrect. There was some other stuff. Wrestling Inc. has a story. Justin, I'm sure, has more information.
I'm just joking.
Matt's trolling you hard.
Glad was pissed he was taken off the air.
No, I was trying to say I wasn't mad he was taken off the air. I misremembered the reason why.
I'm being a jerk.
But Justin, talk a little bit about why he's back and what the situation is, because you're a journalist. I'm not.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, journalist. I'm on regular
Yes,
Bob.
you are.
Regular Bob Woodward here.
I was a wrestler who watched and read your stuff and watched your videos.
I know, Matt, and I appreciate it. I do. Look, here's what I know. Elias has been hinting anyways that he's going to change his character. Maybe moving away from the...
Really?
Well, he had some posts that... after his electrocution last week on TV, statements that we say on this podcast after his electrocution last week.
He's going to turn into Stefan or Cal of Elias, and
he will. He needs the ball sauce in the transformation chamber. No, Elias hinted towards his character maybe evolving. Maybe moving away from the wrestling thing. And yeah, in the main event, they had Elias there, Ryker standing, kind of flanking him as like a bodyguard, dressed kind of similar. I don't know much more than that. The interesting thing about Ryker is that obviously he got put to the side after his comments on social political commentary.
And there were some past comments that
and past the everybody that I had just asked about, who was just all giving me their own off the record in person, whatever. A personal opinion was he would probably just eventually get kind of just chucked aside whenever they do another round of releases.
Really?
So the fact that they are putting, even though it's main event, it's not Raw or SmackDown, the fact they're putting him out on TV and putting him with another character, Elias, who has been a prominent part, who's being maybe repackaged, that to me tells me, okay, yeah, exactly. They're not going to just chuck him aside. They're going to. And at the end of the day, and
he's the most talented of the three of them. Let's just point that out.
Right, and Matt, yeah, you're right.
No matter what he said, I'm just talent-wise.
And I want to say this as diplomatic as possible without trying to cause heat and problems here.
I hate this society. Just pointing that out.
At the end of the day, what are we talking about? He didn't end up on TMZ for doing something illegal. All that ended up happening was he expressed an opinion. Unpopular or not, let's not go into political. He just expressed his political opinion. At the end of the day, he didn't do anything that got him arrested. And that's what I think is so interesting, is that he gave an opinion, rightly, wrongly, educated, ignorantly, however you want to classify it is, but he gave it at a time in the moment when the country was at a very vulnerable spot, and they took him off TV. Okay. So I want to reiterate that. And I'm not saying I agree with him. I just want to say, everybody, you hear Jason Ryker and people go, oh my God, he's back on TV. And it's like, again, he didn't break the law. He just gave his opinion, which was just very unpopular for what his opinion was.
And to back you up on this, everybody, look, we're in the most divisive times of our country's history. I wrote an op-ed in my newspaper about this, and I'm a Republican, folks. I know most of our followers are not. And it was talking about, we need to stop judging each other without knowing one another. That if you're a Democrat, it doesn't mean you're the leader of Antifa. If you're a Republican, it doesn't mean you're racist. And so on and so forth. We need to stop stereotyping one another, and we need to come together like we always have and we always have done. And it frustrates the hell out of me as somebody that's young and hates politicians. I hate them. I'm in it to elbow them the hell out of the way and put you that are watching this show and me that are parents or family members that want to make a change in society without the bullshit political talk to get the job done. And you know who does that? Real people. Everyone that watches this show, it's in our chat room right now, you're real people. And we got to stop doing that to one another, honest to God, without knowing one another or talking to one another or asking people, one another, these questions. We don't know each other. We don't know each other's political opinions. So we need to stop stereotyping one another. And I'll leave it at that. I'm not saying that on Jackson's behalf. I'm saying that on your and ours behalf that are watching this right now. It's time that this country start coming together. Dead serious.
And real quick, an extension of that for people that don't know or what have you. Like Matt's saying that everybody's come together. Just be nice, be kind, just listen. The three of us on this podcast, we have a blast. But the three of us, Matt is on one side, Glenn is on the other side. I hover otherwise.
I don't know where you are. I haven't figured out where you are actually at. You've done a good job kayfabing that for me.
Well, yeah. The point is like the three of us, we don't all agree on everything, and we get along. We get along like
two of my best friends. You're two of my best friends,
and we have fun, and it doesn't matter. It's like just get along, just listen, accept, and move on,
and have respect for one another. That's the biggest part of it all. Respect each other. That's all.
And I agree with all that, but I do want to say just correctly to correct the record, because this was tweeted at me, Matt, and I think some people tonight might bring this up. Just that it was specifically after what he posted and supported the president during the time of protests. There was some posts that he made as recently as 2019. He made a negative post about Black Lives Matter and about a color and a race. And I think, again, we don't know the exact reason. The exact story, I'm sure, will come out at some point about all of this. But obviously, for whatever reason, he
probably didn't know that, I'll bet. How would you know? You follow his Twitter back 2-3 years? How would you know that?
I don't know. I'm telling you, like, it was because I was saying it. I was saying it on this very podcast Friday night. I said, wait, did he really get all this heat? Because he just said, like, I support the president. And some people were like, yeah, but he did it at like a really like bad time with the protest and everything that was going on. But then I read up on it more and it was like, oh no, there was some other stuff that came out where I could see where it would be like, hey, maybe not the best idea when Randy Orton is tweeting like that he finally gets Black Lives Matter. Maybe not the best time, Jackson, to show up and
let one of your major superstars say something like that is powerful.
Yeah,
should have just shut up at that point.
Yeah,
get that out there. One of your major superstars that has trials and tribulations in WWE of being immature and fucking up and doing bad things. He's the one that gets it. That's freaking phenomenal. Everybody shut up and let that own the room. That's all. And we've talked about this. You've seen it on here. In fact, I think I've been asked this on here.
Yeah.
Because I'm Republican. I get asked, do you believe in QAnon, Matt? Huh? What?
Well, so and here's my thing. And I don't know.
We need to stop stereotyping each other. Let me finish.
Okay,
because you're of a different political party. It's lame. We're better than that. And 90% of the time, it ain't even true. QAnon. Are you shitting me? QAnon. Me?
I don't know. We're getting really real here tonight. And for me, I struggle with it because we see, Pat Patterson passed away. They're doing these tributes and people are like, hey, remember there were these allegations or rumors or things swirled a while ago. People talk about, it's like the thing with, I'm trying, and I've had to do this like with music. I've had to do this with Hollywood. We talk about separating the art from the artist. And I feel like some weeks, and this is just me being really real here tonight on the podcast, I feel like some weeks I have to put aside the stories, like, the thing with Matt Riddle, different things that have come up with different wrestlers and performers. I feel like if we can't put that aside, we can't do this show because we can't talk about what's happening with the wrestling. We can't talk about their characters. We can't talk about what's happening. If every time something comes up, we have to say, oh yeah, but remember he's got this going on. And I'm not dismissing it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't talk about it. But again, like, I'm not a journalist. Wrestling is a journalism site. They cover all these stories.
More importantly, you're not a freaking stalker who's stalking somebody's Twitter account for 2 years. And if somebody's not shared that information with you, how could you possibly know that? Settle down.
I know.
Not you, everybody else. Because you're the nicest guy, most understanding guy, and I'll leave it at that. That bothers me that anybody ever gives you heat.
No, but I understand. It's like someone in the chat room now is bringing up, but I'm just going to do it. It's like some people have mentioned with the Patterson thing. It's tough because, well, there were, Justin, you probably know this better than I do. I don't know the exact story. I just know there were
back in the day, something that he did. Okay.
Allegedly. And again, I don't know that, but at the same time, WWE is honoring the contributions he's made to the medium of wrestling. It's like I always go to I always use Michael Jackson as an example. We all know the allegations against Michael Jackson, but every one of us grew up with.
If there was a camera, and I hate to say it because this is the truth, I'm a fanboy of many different athletes out there currently. But if there was a camera on every one of them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we would find something about them we don't like, unfortunately, or we disagree with. I'm not saying something drastic. Some will be, some won't be. My point is, ain't nobody perfect. The bottom line is, if they do something that is, I'm not speaking on Pat Patterson's behalf, obviously, here. I'm speaking in general terms, obviously. If you screw up, you own it. You own it, you become better for it, and you make up for it, whatever that something may be. But this is professional wrestling. This is supposed to be the place you, Justin, Glenn, and the fans all get to come and forget this not stupid, but this frustrating as hell divide that's going on in this country right now, and this constant spy tech on one another to look for crazy things in people's past to bring up now. That's weak ass shit in my opinion. And this wrestling is not the place for it. Wrestling is supposed to be for entertainment. We get to get our minds off this stuff. You get your mind off the fact that you're not working right now because this virus is kicking every one of our asses right now. All of ours, including mine. I won't get into the details on it, but it's kicking everybody's ass as far as work goes and the ability to put food on the table going into Christmas for our families right now. It is imperative that we all more than ever stick together. Stick together and look out for one another. We're all human beings. I don't give a crap what your color is, what your religion is, what your background is. We're all legitimate in this together. Nobody's above COVID. Nobody's above losing their job during this COVID period. And we all need to, honestly, I swear to Christ, I was hoping this virus, if it did one thing, it would bring us goddamn together. I really did. And it bothers me that it hasn't. It's divided us. We have anti-mask versus mask people. Are you kidding me?
I know, it's crazy. So, but I'm just reiterating that I've been making, and I think people have picked up on it when it's come up with certain talent. I've made it a point that we are here to discuss the product and what we see on the air. And Wrestling Inc. is a journalism site and a news site that is going to cover in depth any allegations, accusations.
Yeah. We don't know. I hope you all watch the show know. I sure as hell don't know.
Yeah, and I don't want to be wrong.
I don't read wrestling sites.
And I don't want to be wrong because especially with some of these things, like I really, really, really don't want to be wrong in mischaracterizing any of this stuff. So that's my
you by far away the nicest guy, the most forward thinker, the most. I can't say enough good things about you. So if somebody has heat with you, pass them on to me.
And I'm not.
And I will verbally gut them myself.
And it's valid, but that's part of the reason. But that's part of the reason why is because I don't want to get anything wrong. When it comes to, because this isn't like an opinion. I mean, it's when we're talking about these things. So you weren't following Jackson Ryker's Twitter for 5 years? Shame on you, Glenn. You're kicked off the podcast. Beat it. Well, it was a good run, folks. Don't tread on me. $5. Actually, Matt's 100% correct. Doesn't matter your political ideology. We better start getting together in this world, or this world will end. That is true.
Yes.
And then this is very random. Tonight's just so off the rails. Terry Allen Jr., $5.04. Thank you. James Guffey, Lance White's tag partner from TNA. An infection was within his left arm and it was amputated. Holy shit. He showed the picture via Twitter.
James Guffey. I don't remember James Guffey. Lance White's tag team partner? Wait, what? I was with him at TNA. I don't remember James Guffey. What was his TNA name? Please chat back, Terry.
I will Google this.
I don't know that. Sorry. Let's get through this.
Yeah, let's get
crapper of a show, please.
Where's Raj tonight? This is what happens.
Fast forward
when Raj skips Monday nights.
Let's do it quick. I told Raj on text the other day. Let's just hit the high points. We don't have to go segment by segment. Just headlines.
Please. Yes, go.
Well, and then there was the main event, which was the versus Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. Asuka getting a win over Shayna. This was good.
As well as she should.
Next week, Lana versus Nia Jax.
And I'm watching this between Asuka and Shayna. I'm like, God, do your cards right. This could be a money match you build to a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
But instead, this was a 2-segment middle of the show match.
Everyone's pointing out Jimmy Rave.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Wait a second, Matt. How many? I mean, this is not making light of it, but how many times a day do you see someone post about their arm being amputated, and then when we say so their arm amputated, they're like, I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm dead serious. If that does not tell you how busy I am and what's going on in here and this file in here, I don't know what will. I swear to you, I saw this and I feel terrible because I know Jimmy Rave. I like Jimmy Rave. I didn't know his shoot name though. We never called him by his shoot name. He was always Rave. And I was there tonight. Christian, how about this? This is a cool thing. Christian gave him his old school mesh fishnet cut-off shirt that he used to wear as a part of Edge and Christian as a tag team. And he gave it to Jimmy Rave to wear. So if you go back, you watch Jimmy Rave clips, being in a tag team with Lance Archer at the time of TNA, that's the shirt he wore. He got it from Christian. That's a big deal because Christian thought he was really good, and I did too. I think we all did. Jimmy Rave's he was a good kid. He's younger than me. I call him that.
Francesca Texiera, $4.99, is a counselor. It's important to be compassionate towards people on all sides, whether we agree or disagree. I agree.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. What the freak happened to us? Yes.
So, man, you looking forward to Lana versus Nia Jax? If Lana gets a win, I'll pop for that over Nia.
I won't.
I mean, at least it's unexpected.
You know what else is unexpected? Justin coming in and making a save and power bombing Roman Reigns.
I pop for that. Let's talk about the match everybody's talking about: Reckoning and Slapjack versus Dana Brooke and Ricochet.
You had me. Nobody's talking about it.
Everybody's talking about Slapjack. Where can I buy my official Slapjack mask on WWE Shop?
This whole time I thought it was slap dick. It's slap what?
Slapjack, Jesus.
Which, by the way, what a boat they are missing. In the year where
do tell.
In the year where it's wear a freaking mask to stop a pandemic, and you have this bullshit of a storyline, Retribution wearing masks. How do you not market and promote Retribution masks?
Okay, that's a good point. Can I give you a better point? Why would you do now, when every one of us are wearing masks in the world, to do a masked gimmick?
I mean,
wait for this to blow over. And no one of us, you, me, you, we're all wearing masks, I'm sure. I like to hope so. All three of us are. Wait till that blows over, right? The vaccine's out, people get better, whatever the story is, right? This virus goes away, hopefully. Then go there where the mask looks different. Because guess what? Everyone watching from home goes, well, I'm wearing a mask. I maybe watch this from home wearing a mask.
I feel terrible for me.
Everybody says that. Yeah.
Obviously, here's the one good news. The one good news is Vince, Bruce, whoever's in charge on this one, they obviously realize, okay, Retribution is not going to be the NWO of 2020. They're not going to be the dominant.
You don't say, really? They're not? No?
Right.
Not even LWO.
Right, not even LWO. They've at least realized, okay, this is we're laughing at ourselves. So we're at a point now where Ali is pissed and berating, Slapnuts and Mia Yim's name, yelling at him. But it's like, where do we go? Where do you go at this point? What do you do from this point on? What is a saving grace?
Dear Justin, they have no effing clue.
No clue. Probably.
They don't. No, I promise you they don't.
They probably all enter the Royal Rumble, and they probably all get eliminated by Mayor Kane, who's going to come in for his Royal Rumble cameo.
Or I was going to say Big Show. Yeah, I can agree with
that. Or Matt Morgan, who's going to kayfabe us and show up at the Royal Rumble.
It's going to happen. Dude, he did it when when you came back to TNA, well, actually,
I would have much rather Matt. I love Kevin Nash. I would have much rather Matt Morgan in Pittsburgh in 2014 than Kevin Nash.
That was I wasn't supposed to take Kevin's spot, but I was definitely re-debuting that night.
I think you would have took Kevin's spot.
Oh, what could have been?
I would not have gotten that. I would not have gotten that pop. I would have been like, "Oh, who's this guy? He's pretty big and jacked. I'll cheer him maybe mildly." Oh, is that the guy that used to stutter? I can't tell. His hair color is different. But Vince McMahon was sold on my hair being black will change everything.
Do you think about that much, Matt? About if you come back in 2014 and like?
No. I swear to God, my witness. No, because I have a miracle little baby in there right now.
There you go.
So he's 6 years old now. Hell no.
Nope, that'll do it. That'll do it. Peter Bahi, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that because of your stupid hashtag.
What?
He's saying Cyrus the Virus appears on TV in 2020, and he's making a joke about QAnon. And, no, it's just no. I'm taking control of this podcast.
Thank you.
Again,
not be associated with me. QAnon's ridiculous.
I agree.
20% of Republican Party is crapping on me right now for saying that, but oh well, it's crazy. You're crazy for believing in it. Sorry, folks. It's the truth.
Yes. So, yeah, Dana Brooke pinned Mia Yim. Imagine a year ago if I would have said that statement. Matt, in a year from now, Dana Brooke is going to pin Mia Yim 2 weeks in a row.
This is back when you were driving her fan train, by the way.
Yeah, but still, like, let's be real. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's be real. She has everything it takes to be an upper level. Sorry, the light went out. Upper echelon talent in the women's division. Does she not?
Yeah.
How smart does Mercedes Martinez look right now?
Oh, she looks like a genius.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But I want to make something very clear about my taste because I have a lot of like weird opinions and things that I love. I love Grease too. I'm not saying it's Citizen Kane. Like
I lost that one.
No, like I love Grease 2, but I'm not saying Grease 2 is Citizen Kane.
Oh, gotcha,
like there's still a scale. So I love Dana Brooke, but Mia Yim, Dana Brooke, like
all right. Is Citizen Kane? Wait, time out. Let's get this opinion. I'm interested now. You don't like Grease 2 better than Citizen Kane?
I like Grease 2 better than Citizen Kane, but I understand that Citizen Kane has had a greater cultural societal impact.
But I don't care. Grease 2 is the best.
I watch Home Alone 3 when it's on TV, but it's not in the same. It's not in the same echelon as Home Alone 1 or 2.
As Shawshank Redemption, or like a real movie that tells amazing. Yeah.
Home Alone 3 with Macaulay Culkin's whatever cousin does not do the justice as
thoughtless movies and television. There's something to it.
But there are some, like, you can make a case, but still, I'm saying, though, Mia Yim, though, I mean, Dana Brooke, but it goes to what we talked about Friday. If they pushed Dana Brooke and built her back up, and then she beat Mia Yim, I'd believe it, but
they kind of have, no? Then they kind of mini-built
She was with Mandy, but Dana wasn't, like, out there kicking ass every week.
Okay.
I don't know. But Mia, though, man, Mia, like, in NXT, Mia, like, legit.
And, like, at the Indies, even. I remember when she was a teen, I was like, what are you doing here? She's like, what? I'm like, you haven't tried WWE yet? She's like, well, yeah, they don't really call me. I'm like, our gain. I remember saying to her.
Chris went $5 saying the women's tag match will be made a tables match. Nia will have Lana on the second rope for Samoan Slam. Asuka hits the mist. Lana slides down the power bomb through the table. Remember that, folks. Chris Wen, I think, got it.
Chris, that's not terrible, actually. Chris Wen, that's actually pretty good.
Nightmare Knee, $5. Retribution's a crappier Sanity. They book Sanity right there, but you need for Retribution. Imagine just the review, like a crappy Sanity. Like,
I hate that because Eric, I not to be a mark, I love Eric Young as a friend. He's one of the most underutilized talents I've ever been around, honestly. He pulled off Super Eric. I just want to point that out to folks at home. A stupid, ridiculous gimmick, way worse than my stuttering gimmick. This dude could pull off almost everything. I thought he did pull off Sanity, by the way. He was a good star in that group full of lackeys.
Yeah, Eric Young was so misused. But, you know, in NXT, Sanity started to work in NXT.
Oh,
it actually, you know.
Wasn't it cool? I thought Sanity was pretty cool in NXT. I'll admit it.
In NXT, it was. And then it came to Raw and SmackDown, and it was just
dead backstage and doing nothing. Yeah, I remember.
Bad News Brown just pointing out something I think we can all agree on,
cool
which is
name.
Caddyshack 2 is the worst. I don't think anyone has fondness
I don't
for Caddyshack 2.
remember. Wait.
Oh, didn't Dan Aykroyd replace Bill Murray as the crazy
Yes.
golf
And
course attendant?
Jackie Mason replaced Rodney Danger. It was basically the same as the first movie.
Oh, okay. I might be bad on this, but I actually liked it. Nowhere near as good as the first one.
I think Kenny Loggins' song "Nobody's Fool" from Caddyshack 2 is actually pretty great.
Me too.
But
Kenny
only
Loggins
this
was over with me.
Dude, like Top Gun, Caddyshack 2, Over the Top, Footloose.
God. Footloose. I was just gonna say I just leave that out. Footloose is my number one of his, by the way.
Are there any other like crazy ass sequels that like are better than the first? Like that's
Better than the first?
Batman? Was Batman 2 better than Batman 1?
Batman Returns was kind of weird, but
I like in the Batman 2 that has with Penguin. I like that.
Yeah,
better
Batman
than,
Returns.
I actually like that better than the first one with Joker.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the answers.
Joker was really good. Damn it, I don't know.
Aliens is widely regarded as better than Alien. Terminator 2 is widely regarded as better than Terminator.
I think Ghostbusters 2
Rocky 2.
with Vigo
Most
is
definitely.
Vigo and Ghostbusters is creepier than the first Ghostbusters.
As a heel, yes, definitely.
Yeah,
no
but
question.
come on, like
But
Ghostbusters
within
2 is
the
not
all over movie though, Justin.
Yeah. Now, if you want to
It's a-
say Bobby Brown's "On Our Own" is a better song than Ghostbusters, I might agree with you on that.
Let me get my shit.
That's a great song. Go ahead.
It was a great song, by the way. Yes, it was a great song.
Great song.
It really was. I'll agree to that. Listen, do not sing it.
Have to get alone. My God, my God, my
God. Listen, Rocky 2 was better than Rocky 1.
Godfather 2 is pretty great.
All right, get on with this shit show, please. That's called Raw.
Okay. Second Austin Powers movie. So Keith Lee approached Sheamus in the back.
Yeah. Heather Graham was money.
No, Raw. Please finish this.
The Miz was out in the ring with John Morrison for another must-see edition of Miz TV. They actually wrote that on the Wrestling Inc. recap. Another must-see edition of Miz TV.
Mizark. Stop writing that stuff. Go ahead.
They were plugging tribute to the troops, which is going to run. They filmed it yesterday. Yeah. Ms. and Mrs. he was talking about. Out came AJ Styles with Omos and Ms. I don't know. I mean, whatever. They were talking about AJ versus Drew at TLC.
What was the outcome?
I mean,
Drew tossed the Money in the Bank briefcase from the ring to the stage.
That's right. Yes, didn't he break like a screen?
He broke the LED board.
Yes. Oh, we got to hear some of Miz and Morrison's accent humor. That's always.
Which actually, by the way, John Morrison's
is very
his Drew McIntyre impression was really spot on.
It's uncanny, actually. Yes.
Kofi Kingston versus Shelton Benjamin. If you like the Hurt Business versus the New Day, well, you're in luck because we got that tonight with Kofi winning.
I did not like the finish. I like the match.
And then we had Cedric Alexander calling out Kofi, and then Cedric beat Kofi in a match.
I like that because it's center stage is Cedric. I like it.
A little bit too much Hurt Business.
It's a little too much.
It's starting to get too much though.
No, there's no such thing as this.
All right. Yeah.
2-on-3 handicap match: Sheamus and Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison.
Matt, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
That's ridiculous on so many levels. AJ and Miz and Morrison should eat them up alive. Alive. No offense to Sheamus.
They should, aside from that critique of Matt Gabe, if you just watch the match, this was a hard-hitting affair. So if you just want to watch it and enjoy it for what it was, I don't know if there was a little bit of I don't know if there was receipts. Yeah, I don't know if it was receipts. I don't know if it was let's just kind of one-up each other a little bit. But you watch the forearms that Morrison was giving Sheamus, and Sheamus is notoriously a snug performer.
Yes, stiff.
And he prides himself on it. And he says, "Give it back to me."
Yes, he does.
You watch this. This was a blur of some.
Can I just say something real quick? John Morrison, when he got to OVW out of winning Tough Enough, he was such. They thought he was such a cupcake. He was all finesse. And by the way, I was his crash pad to take like 90% of his crazy moves. Starship Pain. I'm the first one to take all of those things because he's a good friend of mine. I was on Tough Enough before him. And I took him in when he got to OVW to get heat off of him that I knew was on him for winning that show and being a big star coming from MTV. And I'm dead serious. He was considered a cupcake, all finesse, all offense. He doesn't have what it takes to get tough. And I remember saying to the guys going, you do know what we do is a work, right? It is. If you think you're tough, then why don't you take him to the parking lot and ask him to throw hands against you and see how tough you are? Nobody has ever to this day answered that question when I've asked them that in the locker room. Because they're cherry pickers. They're spot pickers, meaning the veterans back when I was there. They would wait to get heat on their opponent and start like laying stuff in and trying to hurt them. I'm like, ooh, you're real tough. Here's a rookie giving you their body, trusting you with it as a professional, and you're hurting them? Like, ooh, that does not mean you're tough. That means you're the opposite of tough. You can't do that in real life. And if we were out there in the parking lot, I would gut you alive. And so would more talents, I'm guessing. And Morrison was one of them. I remember going like, John's a good dude. He's a good-hearted guy. So when I see him out there throwing the blows he was throwing tonight, I'm like, that a frigging boy. Get him.
Yeah. He threw some forearms tonight. And again, I'm just watching as a viewer. I don't think there was anything mean-spirited. I just think it was just the guys being guys. No. But this came out as, hey, let's make this look good tonight. Let's do it. And
it does. It does look good. And to be fair, like I said, he's just called like John a cupcake, and he's all finesse. It was all I remember like he needed to like lay it in. And so like someone like Sheamus, sometimes Sheamus is not that guy, by the way. He's not the Bob Holly or JBL.
No.
He wants it back legitimately. He wants you to nail him with stuff, which I'll always respect guys that do that. And I know Benoit's not a popular subject. Chris Benoit did that with me in a test when he came down to OVW on his birthday as a newly crowned world heavyweight champion, by the way, literally the next month, and wrestled me in OVW's pay-per-view series called Six Flag Summer Sizzler Series. And he's chopping in the corner. And he's like, chop me back already, God damn. He's like yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm going to look like a puss, so I've never thrown chops before. So no one even taught me at this point. So I throw him in the corner. I throw an overhand chop. He's like, what the fuck was that? Do it again. And really hit me. And he was like screaming at me. And while I'm supposed to be getting heat on him, he's yelling at me, cutting promos on me. But it toughened me up. It made me stop being worried about not injuring people. But I was always scared to hit people too hard because that they wouldn't want to work with me again. You know, maybe I had a little bit of like PTSD with Big Show my first time up there, burying me and saying, oh, he's not safe with me, Vince. I don't want to take his finisher. What the hell? You know what I mean? And so, like, I respect the guys that do that, and they really do mean it. They say, lay it in. They're not doing it so they can stiff you. They're doing it because they want it back. And Sheamus is one of them. I'll always respect Sheamus because of that.
Yeah. Yep.
So you're talking about throwing hits and taking hits, Matt. You look like you're in your prime now. Do you want to tell the audience about what you've been doing lately with Thrive?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You caught me off guard. Yes,
sorry, I'm trying to be smooth there with transitioning to Matt Morgan's Thrive plug.
Hey, oh, boy. I don't think I have all the things I need. Why don't we plug?
Well, we'll take a moment. Well, here, let's take a moment. Else? Well, here, let's take a moment while we'll do that and just talk about that. AJ Styles, The Miz, and Morrison won that match backstage. Pat Buck got in between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre and Pat.
Which,
Buck
by the way, when did Pat Buck and Adam Pearce become the official GMs of Raw?
By the way, they could not even buy a tryout when I was there. Both talents should have had the opportunity to because they're both always very talented and very good. But I remember, like yesterday, they couldn't even buy a tryout. And now they're like running this shit. And
now Vince is making them the face of authority for all without an official introduction.
I got to be honest, I'm so excited for both of them because they're both actually good guys. So those of you watching at home going, who the hell are these guys? I promise you, both guys are Class A people. I swear to God that all of you watching this show would want to be friends with. They're normal. They're cool dudes. All right, real quick, Glenn, I am ready. So you said it best. I look like I'm in my prime. I have an 8-pack of abs at the moment, not 6-pack. I just went through a 7-month campaign season where I dropped 38 pounds, not on purpose, folks, but from being stressed the hell out, knocking on people's doors for 7 straight months to ask for their vote. We're trying to raise money to get my mailers out there in your mailbox that you guys probably make paper airplanes with and throw in your garbage. I hope you don't do if you get those with mine. But nonetheless, they're expensive. Long story short, once my campaign season was done, I got reelected, thank God. I immediately had to start getting back in the gym, and I picked up this product called Thrive. And what's cool about Thrive is it's not your prototypical meathead product that's going to get you big and jacked, bro, or things of that nature. It's something that's going to enhance your insides. What do I mean by that? If you eat clean and you diet and you take an X amount of grams of protein, X amount of grams of complex carbohydrates, let's say, your body only absorbs a certain percentage of it, generally 80% at best. What I like the most about this product called Thrive, and those of you who have any questions, direct message me on Instagram or Facebook after this show, please, or even tomorrow morning. And they have a simple as hell, 1, 2, 3 step process. One, you wake up in the morning fasted, you take these 2 pills. That's it, with water. You wait 20 minutes, you mix a protein shake. Just shake it up really quick, drink it, you're done. Then after that, you put on one of these little, we call these PFTs, all right? And you put these little PFT stickers on a part of your skin that is super thin. And what this does is it works into your bloodline immediately. And it gives you natural energy from green tea extract. It has at most 30 grams of caffeine, which is next to nothing. And how do you get all this energy? It's because the pills to the shake to the actual PFT patch that you wear, all done in the morning. You don't do anything the rest of the day. You're the guy playing video games, don't lift weights, don't do cardio. This is going to help you lose weight if that's what you're looking to do. If there's somebody who wants to get bigger and you're in the gym lifting heavier weights or eating a certain amount of, complex carbohydrates and protein around the clock like I do, it's going to help you get bigger. I put on 42 pounds of muscle within the month. I'm not exaggerating that. Look at my Facebook profile picture. That is a new picture of me in the gym that I just took last Friday. And that's my gains that I've made from this stuff. I've been sponsored by multiple top shelf GNC vitamin shop brands before. 5% Nutrition, BPI Sports, Redcon One, they're all good products. But they'd all be flash in the pants. I'd be good on them for 2 weeks and never feel any results after that. This stuff that I'm talking about from Thrive, it fixes your insides, which makes it so you're cleaning your gut. There's probiotics in it. And because of that, and it fixes your digestive tract, when you take in proteins or any other supplement you're taking, you're going to absorb a higher rate of it. I can't begin to tell how crucial, y'all, that this is. And it's going to give you slow released energy throughout the day with step 3 with this patch that I'm talking about. You wear it like a derma patch or a nicotine patch. And I swear to you guys, my galaxy, look how much energy I have right now. Guys, I've been up since 4:30 a.m. Where am I getting this energy from? It's legit. Now, it ain't sure as hell from Raw. It's
true.
It's no joke. This stuff works, and I want to get as many people on this as possible. And what I'm promising everybody that signs up and gets started on this is only $150 for a 30-day, what do you want to say? A 30-day amount? Supply, thank you. For the 3 steps that you take as soon as you wake up in the morning fasted. You could go to work. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go to the gym. All right, you're going to get different results, the different results that each and every one of you have. If somebody says, hey, Matt, I want to get bigger, DM me. If you want to get more leaner and you want to gain more muscle tone, if you're a female that just wants to lose weight, you have problems with your thyroid, I'm geared to help you and steer you in the right direction here, and it's going to change your world. It has mood enhancers in it. So for all the money over the years I've spent, I don't know about you guys, on what do you call brain pills, if you will, mental
Red
clarity
Bull,
pills,
green tea pills.
That's a big deal for me. That's especially at 44. Same with my wife. This alone has given me the most mental clarity I've had, and it'll give it to you 20 minutes after you wake up, guys. So when you're waking up hungover, some of you guys that drink, or some of you that are just dragging ass because you have a good night's sleep, you're going to spike your metabolism right away and your mental clarity right away, ready to take on your day of work. I'm dead serious. You don't have to go to the gym to get results from this. Hit me up on direct message on Instagram at BP Matt Morgan, or more importantly on Facebook, Matt Morgan. a new account I just opened. Hit me up on there and I'll set you guys up. Again, it's only $150 for a 30-day supply. And if you counted the creatine you're taking, the pre-workout you're taking, all the caffeine energy, stupid monster energy drinks you're taking every morning, the coffee you're paying for every morning, and the different supplements in the meals you're taking to put on size or lose weight, whatever it is, it's way more, $150 a month. It's about $472 to be exact per month if you were to average it all out. So for $150 a month, guys, I will guarantee you by day 3 of this stuff, day 3, you can return it if you think I'm lying. And you don't feel the results. When you take your vitamins at home, you do not feel it. You just don't. With this, you physically feel it. My wife dropped 22 pounds, taking 2 thyroid medications, by the way. This stuff is amazing, and I would not swear by it. I contacted them. I'm the guy that gets contacted by multiple companies. I contacted them to learn more about it. Said, I am sold. I don't know what you're putting in this. I want an ingredient list, and I want to take this for an additional 2 weeks. I took it for a full month. And if you don't believe me, go to my Facebook page, look at my most recent photo, and I have veins that are bigger than your arms in that photo. How did I get them? Steroid free, by the way, at age 44. Thrive works. Come call on me in my direct messages on Instagram, and again, Facebook. Please, guys, I'll hook you all up.
There you have it. Hit up Matt Morgan on Facebook to learn more about Thrive. And back to tonight's Raw, Bobby Lashley versus Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy
this would have been a great match, by the way, on paper and any other time. In any other time except for today.
Well, okay, so let's talk about the whole thing with Matt Riddle before trying to give Jeff Hardy some bro nuts and saying, thinking about, and he like jumped on his own joke because they did this live, saying back when you were that Hardy tag team, the Hardy Bros, like, which I think he was supposed to say later, is like their proposed tag team name. Like, this was just bad. And if you noticed, when he went out to the ring on that box of donuts, he had his promo pasted to the side, taped to the side of the donut box. So Matt Riddle, shocking, not the best memory. Wonder what's impairing that. But I don't know. Him out on the side of the, sorry. Cheap joke, I know. But out of the side of the ring, like yelling, trying to encourage Jeff Hardy. I don't know. I mean, Lashley won this match. This could have been great, but I'm just really not feeling Riddle at all.
You don't say. Really? Him walking on a box of donuts didn't do it for you? You think like, wow, what a badass? Dude, they have absolutely crushed this kid, and it's so bothersome to me. This is a talent. You just stay the hell out of his way. Don't let him talk if you can stay away from it, and let his talking be in the ring until he figures out who he is as a talent.
Talk with those educated feet.
So Matt, you tell me he's a pothead. They get hungry. What if he brings the donuts to his teammates?
So Vince obviously never smoked weed before, because if he did, it's like Doritos, Tostitos with queso dip. That's what potheads. They don't eat donuts. I think you're confusing it.
Slow down. Goddamn, pal.
Vince, you're screwing this up with a terrible police joke somewhere in here, I'm guessing.
Oh, goddamn. Fritos. Oh.
No, Tostitos or Doritos. A big difference. Fritos. Nobody's bought a pack of Fritos since 1982, Vince McMahon.
Oh. Get me all hot and bothered.
Chat room, tell me I'm lying. When's the
Bruce,
last time you bought a pack of Fritos?
Fix the vending machine and the Thunderdome.
Fritos is so bootleg. Fritos are the drizzling shits.
Let me blow your mind a second. Fritos, Doritos, Cheetos, Tostitos, all the same company.
Yes, they are.
And Doritos.
You already said it twice, but that's cool.
There you go.
Oh, goddamn.
And I must be on what some of Matt Riddle is.
We're in the main event. Could we go to the main event?
We'll go to the main event in a second. Hold on. There's a super chat. Leon's Duncan, $2. Whose idea to put a recovering addict with a pothead? Well, when you say it that way, it sounds...
You're saying it way too responsible.
Like, Jesus, like...
This is pro wrestling, dude. Like,
wait a second. Jeff Hardy's had substance issues before? I would never know from watching WWE TV.
let's be honest. You're crazy if you think that like, it's like legit in real life is making Jeff Hardy, who's recovered, go, you know what? I got over this drug stuff, but because I've got this pretend pothead coming out to the ring with donuts, I'm gonna relapse. No.
Matt Riddle is like a pretty good anti-drug PSA, like a walking embodiment.
So. Matt Riddle versus RVD is the match I need to see now.
He's a terrible RVD impersonation.
So Bobby Lashley won that match. Then the main event, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt.
About time.
This was good, and Bray looked strong, even though he's wrestling in his sweater.
Yeah.
Like, this was fun. So they did the trick at the end where the Orton had the better of him and had him down, and then the lights went out. And then we got the switcheroo when the lights came back on. They used some editing tricks. He was in the Fiend mask in his outfit, and he ended up getting him in the mandible claw while grunting and yelling as we went off the air. I mean,
cool with me. Bray Wyatt in the sweater, not have to take an L again. Showing everybody that if you watch a Bray Wyatt match in a sweater, it's an automatic loss, because I was starting to get sick of that. So I like this. I like the finish going off the show. I had no problem with this.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's been a year and a half, but they've actually done Bray correctly, most things considered. I like another thing real quick. Bray, fighting at the announce table, grabs the headset. Yowie wowie, you have to go to break. Sends him to break. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, and exactly. Play some editing tricks. All of a sudden, he's the Fiend. Look, they have done this right. There have been some falters here and there, but largely they have done this right.
Great, good story. Can we rewind back to why you like the part we put the headset on and said like Zowie Wowie?
I like the fact that he took them to break, but he chased the commentators over the barricade, grabbed their headset, and said, "We're going to break." It was just a nice little touch of Bray Wyatt being above the rest of the roster.
Okay,
little thing.
Do you like laugh when he still says Zowie Wowie? Like, oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah.
I do.
I just want him to wrestle as Muscle Man Bray. I just want that to happen.
It'll be a bunch of tackle spots. It'll be boring. Yeah. I want promos from him first and foremost. Muscle Man.
It would be actually, Matt. Now that you mentioned that,
form of rap specifically.
Yes, but it would be funny if when he wrestles as Muscle Man, his move set is all really old, like rest holds. And just like then lots of grandstanding to the crowd after every move. That would actually be really entertaining.
But part of what makes the Muscle Man great is that he is the 80s. He's the Zubaz pants. He's a fanny pack. That's what makes it great.
True. It does. It is pretty funny. And by the way, he looks kind of jacked when he's in that character for some reason. Somehow. What's he doing to his body to make himself look like that?
He's not the fat slob that was Husky Harris.
Like his arms are freaking humongous.
Yeah.
Like he looks good in that character. I'm being dead serious.
That's what's great about all of his alter egos with the puppets. They're all making fun of what he has resurrected.
Yes.
Rambling Rabbit, for anybody that doesn't know, Rambling Rabbit is Bray Wyatt, the man, or William Rotundo. It's him poking fun at, he's the Riddle and Rhymes of Waylon Mercy.
How would you have gotten that out of the Rambling Rabbit? I never got that.
Rambling Rabbit is meant to be a shoot on Bray Wyatt speaks in riddles. Mercy the Buzzard is how he was compared to the Waylon Mercy character that Dan Spivey played.
I just think it's the tip of the cap to that character. And 19 took some from. Okay.
They're all connected. All of it. That's what.
What about the crazy lady puppet that's always in the window?
Abby the Witch, Sister Abigail.
That's Sister Abigail.
Oh. Okay.
All of them. Huskus the pig is a knock on that he was heavy before he.
Husky Harris.
That's what's so brilliant. If you actually sit and watch all the characters, all of it is him poking fun at the internet and poking fun at the critics of what he did or didn't do right leading up to this.
I would argue it's poking fun at WWE creative for putting it on him. Right?
Yes.
And
that's why it's genius. Which is more
hilarious because he's freaking slapping him with it.
Exactly.
And that's why my respect for John Cena could not have been any higher than when he did that at WrestleMania, poked fun at himself, talked about his past relationship with Nikki Bella. Like,
I agree.
I mean, it was just so meta. It was brilliant.
I couldn't believe he went with that. I cannot believe it.
Yeah. Jackson Callan's $4.99 saying, I tried to go to bed, but damn you three. That's what we're here to do, Jackson. Keep you awake on a Monday night. Bigfoot Sneakerhead, $4.99. So Triple H said WWE. I've never referred to anyone as my dog before.
He is my dog.
Feel like,
my boy.
Bigfoot Sneakerhead saying Triple H said that WWE is open for business. Did you see what Tama Tonga said? That your boys isn't ready. What do you think of Reigns versus Tonga?
We honestly, a million and plus fans here in the United States need to know who Tonga is. No disrespect to him.
Yeah,
they ain't watching you on New Japan, brother. You have your own clique. You have your own cliche. You have your own what's the word I'm looking for? Certain demographic that's watching you on
their
New
own
Japan,
fan base,
and you're getting over, and it's great. You're doing a great job there. You ain't on WWE's level, homeboy. If you were, they'd be begging you to come back.
There you go.
Yep.
Don't be trying to steal Roman's heat and trying to jump on that bandwagon.
Do we have anything else to cover, Justin LaBar?
Nope.
There you have it. There you have it, folks.
Myself, Matt, and I guess Matt and Raj and Alfred are on tomorrow night.
Oh, by the way, Glenn, P.S. You've been replaced by Alfred. They love themselves some Alfred. It's worse than Sam. It's way worse than Sam.
And then Alfred, me, and Matt on Wednesday.
Look at Glenn's face, Glenn. I'm just joking. They love
No, I
you.
could use more nights. I mean, it's fine.
Every show I've done, you're not on. Fans go ballistic. They want to know where you are. Same with Justin. I was kidding. No, they don't. They don't give a crap about either one of you two. No, yes, they do. But Alfred is, Glenn, you'll love him. He is cool as hell.
I look forward to podcasting.
He's funny, and he doesn't step on your stuff when you're trying to like deliver whatever it is. Like when each of us talk, he doesn't step on your stuff. He's a cool dude.
By the way, I've been lobbying Raj for 2 months.
I did it with you, actually, Justin. What the hell am I saying?
Yeah, I was lobbying Raj for 2 months. I said, dude, I used to work with I worked with Alfred 8 years ago at Bleacher Report. He and I were a huge tandem. Turner came in, bought Bleacher Report. We had some problems, and then business. And I kept saying to Raj, bring Alfred on. He and I have chemistry, and we'll do this. And
he's good. He's chemistry with everybody he's on the show with.
There you go.
He's smart. He covers wrestling for Forbes. He knows number. He's a great addition to this. A great addition.
Yes, he is. I agree with that. And I did ask the fans to push Raj to cover Impact tomorrow because I think it's a historical event in wrestling tomorrow night. I just do. Whether you like Impact, think it's a jabroni show, I don't care.
And I'm going to watch.
Same with me. Newly crowned champion is going. His first appearance is on Impact. We all got to tune in. Tune in tomorrow to our podcast and check it out, please.
And I'm going to watch the podcast tomorrow because I have Comcast Xfinity. I don't get Access TV. I can't watch Impact, so I'm going to watch you guys to find out what happened.
One of the fans, I forget where, on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, I don't remember, sent me a link so I could watch it.
There you go. I want to say they sent me a link, so there you go.
Thank you, whoever sent that to me. And don't forget, DM me on Instagram or Facebook if you could, and let's get you guys before you have to go through New Year's resolution. Don't be the mark. I'm sorry. As a guy who goes to the gym, I look around and I laugh. No offense. I'm not trying to be a jerk. But, like, for New Year's resolutions, you pay your $9.99 membership at Planet Fitness, and it goes nowhere after 30 days. And Planet Fitness just keeps raking in the $10 every month while you don't come after February. This stuff that I'm telling you about is going to give you the energy and spike your metabolism. Hit me up on, again, Facebook or Instagram, DM, ask me about it, and I'll send you everything you need to know about it. Thank you.
Tim Mickles is asking, what about Jesse? How is Jesse doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
Who? Oh, they call you. No, they call you. You want to feel aged, brother?
Yeah.
They call you Jesse. They call Jesse your son.
Technically, it's possible.
They really do. Jesse's a great kid. I love Jesse. He's incredibly excited. He's excited to get all the information about New Japan, bro, and all these other companies that he wants to put over to show his wrestling fandom knowledge. But he's a good kid. I like him a lot.
And apparently you can watch Impact Wrestling for free on Twitch.
You know, I did have some fans saying that. I want Twitch.
Glenn, is Jesse your kid?
I mean, it's possible. I had a very active social life in the 90s.
Mrs. Rubenstein, he's joking.
Glenn was the rock star on the stage. What was your band's name?
Oh, we're not doing this again tonight.
No, what was your band's name?
It was Headboard. It's out.
Headboard. So you were riding the life of Headboard, and Jesse's your illegitimate child.
What part of the country is Jesse from?
I think is it the Carolinas? Did you lay the seed in the Carolinas?
We never made it out to the Carolinas. We were more a Southwest, West Coast regional.
Glenn,
pack.
you should not be encouraging this. Mrs. Rubenstein, I apologize for your filthy husband making jokes and making light of this subject. He loves you to death.
It has nothing to do with the love for my wife. I had a
You've
life
always
before.
been his favorite. No, he did not have a life before.
I did not.
God, you're my age. Have you not learned your lesson by this tough guy, cool guy talk that you're doing right now? Stop it.
It's nice to reminisce. Anyhow.
Glenn, you look like you're part of Don Callis as the Jackal in the mid '90s. What was that group in WWF?
Oh God,
that's what you look like. Not the right to censor. Truth Commission.
There you go. Fine. Whatever.
Okay. So on that note, let's wrap this up tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in.